To all those people watching, I'd like to remind everyone that this video is not made for kids. It's for older fans and adults. Enjoy the fucking video! One early Saturday morning, Toby was waiting at Farquhar station with his coaches Henrietta and Victoria and luggage van Elsie. While they were waiting, the old tram engine could hear a strange sound near the car park. "What's that?" asked Toby. His driver looked out towards the car park and saw two older boys gliding around. "Oh, that's George and his friend Michael with their skateboards," replied the driver. "Skate what?" Toby asked confusingly. "Skateboards," said the driver. "They're like a bike without handles or brakes, and you only control it with your body." Toby was confused. "Why have something without any brakes, driver?" he gasped. "They can stop them with their feet, Toby," chuckled his driver, "but I understand your concern. George and Michael have been fanatics for skateboarding ever since their parents gave them that game of that hotshot skateboarder from America, Tony something, and I do hope they know the risks." Whenever they came to the station, they would see the boys trying out skating tricks like their hero. Some looked quite dangerous to them, and they ended up having their skateboards dropped and nearly damaging the nearby cars, buses and lorries. "Watch it," they would often say. But the boys brushed off their warnings and carried on practicing their tricks. When Toby pulled into the station once again, he and his crew were horrified to see that George and Michael were skating around the station platform. "What are you doing?" Toby cried. "Causing trouble," replied the station master crossly. "You shouldn't be skateboarding here." But the two boys didn't bother to listen. The station master had warned them many times and he had had enough. "Right, you asked for it," and he telephoned the police. After the call, a policeman came to stop the boys. His name was Policeman Len. He looked at the boys sternly. "You should know, you two," he said crossly, "that it is unsafe to skateboard on railway property like station platforms. I know you like this Tony Hawk lad, but he's a professional and his stunts are acted accordingly. Let this be a warning, but if I catch you again, I will have a word towards your parents." "Yes, sir," replied the boys, and Policeman Len walked away back to his car. Throughout the day, Toby didn't see George or Michael playing around on their skateboards. "That's good," sighed Toby happily. "Looks like Policeman Len's words did the trick." But his crew remained doubtful, and they were right. The next day, Toby and his crew saw the two boys skateboarding on the platform once again. "What stupid boys!" He and his crew tried telling the boys off, but they ignored Toby and carried on skateboarding. Then there was trouble. "Hey George, watch me make my special move!" cried out Michael. As he was making his special move, Policeman Len came towards the station platform and saw the two boys skating around. He was about to shout out towards them when Michael lost balance and fell off the edge of the platform. "Help!" he cried in horror. Toby could only watch in horror as Michael landed in front of him with a bump. "Ow!" he cried. Policeman Len came rushing to the scene and helped Michael up. He wasn't too badly hurt, but had some bruising and scratches from the rails and the ballast. "Think yourself lucky, young man," he said. "What would happen if Toby had started moving, eh?" The thought made Toby shiver. "You two had ignored my warning, and with that I'll be taking these skateboards with me down to the station with you until I have a word with your parents." He wrote their names down and took them to the police station, while Toby, his crew and the station master looked at them crossly. After talking with the parents, they agreed a punishment was to be in order. They confiscated their son's skateboards and banned them from playing their game. When Toby heard the outcome, he thought they deserved it after being so stubborn. He talked about it to Thomas and Percy in the shed. Both engines agreed with Toby. "It's a good job Policeman Len was there, and that you hadn't moved after Michael had landed on the rails." "It certainly was," agreed Toby. "It was frightening, but I do hope now those two kids learned their lesson." And so they did. George and Michael came towards Toby, his crew and the station master, and apologized for their actions with their skateboards, and promised not to skate around the station platform or the car park. Instead, when they were given their skateboards back, they took them on the train to a nearby skate park, which made Toby and his crew very happy.